Alright, so the next part of the reading is creation. What does this have to do? Basically, all of the Sephirot on the tree of life are perspectives, and we're going to talk about them. So starting with the first one, we have what crowns the reading is the Ten of Pentacles. And this one cannot be offsuit because it's what crowns it. It's just a tag. It lets me know that you're not actually fearful. You won't actually be fearful once you put your mind to it. Once you put your mind to the problem, the fear will go away because you have a plan, and the plan holds back the fear. The plan gives you enough stamina to counter whatever the effects of what you are fearing is. So yeah. So the Ten of Pentacles, this is for the place of I be, your being, who you're going to become at the beginning, at the end of every day. Legacy, inheritance, and culmination. Now, legacy is my favorite word. Why? Because I always think about the mark that I'm going to leave in this world. And this is the start of the big ass mark I'm going to leave on this world. Oh man. It's crazy. It's so crazy. I was terrified of it. And now I'm realizing that my fear pushed it away. I can't be scared no more. What is this going to do? Everything. I'm here to protect dreams. I used to have so many dreams when I was younger, and I remember most of them. I remember a lot of my dreams because a lot of them were recurring. So they were messages that were imprinted in me before all of the programming settled in. So as I'm coming into this new information now, as you might be, you're understanding like, oh, I had a dream about this, and all the information comes back as like a message that was there the whole time, as an epiphany. So that happened to me a lot. I constantly remember dreams and be having deja vu. I feel like deja vu is the checkpoint. If deja vu is a checkpoint, there's a mistake that you'll keep making right before that time, and you keep coming back up. Continue. Let me load at a save point as a soul. Let me load at this save point so I can continue and not make that mistake again. Because time is not real. Soul plays life like a game. Log in, log out. We gotta go to sleep. And what happens when you think I could take my hands off the controller real quick and go do something else? We don't know how it operates, but I you know, we have our imaginations. Alright, so that's what crowns the reading. The next energy is I want. What do you want? This energy is offsuit. That means you're not going for what you want. You're going for a fantasy of what you want, what you think you want. So, Six of Cups. Familiarity, happy memories, and healing. Now, you are going towards healing, not understanding that you're healed enough to move forward. The time is over. For that dormant time is over. You are healed enough to move on. Those things that you were fearing before, by the time you get back to them, you're understanding you'll be towering over that fear. Like, oh, that's all I was afraid of? Oh, that's nothing. And this is the time for that. 9 is the year of self. So there's no fear in true selfness. There's no fear in that shadow. The shadow, we scared of the shadow. So shadow not scared of us. Alright. The next energy that was up is I need. And it started off with the Hierophant. This is offsuit. And then it, like, at the same time, these two cards came out at the same time. So it was the Page of Cups that cleared it. So the Hierophant. Why is the Hierophant wrong in this position? So tradition, conformity, morality, and ethics. Why? Because spirit is not ethical. It's chaotic. And your spirit has the role of handling that chaos to a point where you can at least see why this could be happening. Can you translate it for me, spirit? What's going on? Yes. But that's the reason ethics won't work, because our mind is trying to understand something. This is what it is. No, that's not what I'm telling you. So imagine your spirit speaks to you like a, what is it, sonograph, a telegraph. The whole sentence isn't complete, but you assuming before the sentence is complete what the whole story is. So that's what's happening right now. And the Page of Cups fixed that. So let's see. Happy surprise, dreamer, and sensitivity. Now we already talked about the dreamer, right? The sensitivity. Now I already talked about the emotions. Well, kind of. Emotions. Imagine emotions are on the other side of the Sephiroth, right? Well, the energy of the emotion are on the other side of the Sephiroth, and the Sephiroth is a door in itself, right? So in emotion, what's happening is that energy is going through the door and entering this realm, and when you see it, when you're triggered, you can do something with that. When it's coming out of you, you can do something with that. There's a lot of actual math that goes on in the spiritual world, and we talk about it, but it has so many different names, but we won't understand it because it has these fancy names. We need to understand how it moves, and this is my job. Let's cut all that fancy talk. Let's get down to what really happens. My mind does this because this happens and this happens and this happens. Oh yeah, Zin-Finity Board. Like, share, and subscribe. Alright, so the next energy that was up is I Know. Now this is the King of Wands. This is on suit, so let's get it. So this is big picture, leader, and overcoming challenges. Now remember that male that was entering into your life? Of course, a plan of action will lead you to overcoming that challenge. So this is just keeping on with the story right now. So it will make you king for your spirit. Your shadow, the queen in you, is the shadow. Selfness is the queen, right? The queen in you is ready to come out and show herself and be abundant in your kingdom. This is making sense, I know it. You have to speak to your spirit in a way. I wish we can understand our spirit at a 4th grade level, but all of these words, this English, are here for a reason. English has 19 different meanings for the same word. How can you understand what spirit is telling you if that's the word that they have to use? It's so many different ways it can be understood if that's the word that they're forced to use, because that's the only language you know. And this is why it's evil. And this is why spirit speaks through numbers more than language. So yeah, people who are gifted to speak what spirit is saying, this is why spirit makes sure that they get their word out. So if people go viral for something, well, let's just say, sometimes you don't know what the bigger plan is. Sometimes a negative influencer can say some things that will make people leave them to come to God. Huh? Oh, I don't really fuck with that. What's that? Oh, I couldn't imagine myself doing that. I'm not coming to this page no more. And you are foreverly programmed, not like you're reprogrammed now. Or I should say uncompromised. Right. So in the place of I will, we have Queen of Cups. This is compassion, calm, and comfort. This is off suit. Compassion, calm, and comfort. Comfort in a place where your will is. Now this is water in a place of where fire and earth needs to be. So now you only have mud to deal with and no flame. You can't get anything going and there's nothing to use. You have to go somewhere else. And this is why that new location was coming up. Everything is muddy where you are, where you were. And now you understand why you are where you are now. Right, I said that correctly. So yeah, the next energy up is the 5 of Swords. Yeah, that's the will. That's your will. I said it correctly, yeah. The next energy up is the 5 of Swords, and this is I desire. So your will is your energy to get it done, your movement to get it done. Your desire is your inner thoughts clearing out. Like, okay, let's just say you finding pieces of gold in the dirt, but it's not the whole gold mine. So that's the kind of connection it has right now. You have to keep going till you find the actual chunk. I forgot what it's called, but the chunk of it. Deposit. So the Five of Swords is on suit. Unbridled ambition, winning at all costs, and sneakiness. Why? Because your spirit your spirit is a silent energy. So when you expose what your spirit has in store for you, it probably won't be able to do it because of the silence that it needed to operate in the darkness. Now you have too much conscious energy on you, too much light. Now the spirit can't do its work. This is why being silent and accountable is necessary, because when you're accountable, they can't do anything else. You're accountable. They were waiting for you to take that blame. Now that you took the blame, they have nothing else until they find out something else that you do. You can always tell. Once you do something wrong, that person that's right there to tell you something, look at, there he go, there she go. You can see true character. Alright, the next energy was the Eight of Cups, and this is off suit. This should be air, but it's water. So let's see. This is the energy of I love. Now, we understand what love is now, right? And this is the space of the heart. Whatever your heart is attached to, you will move towards and move for. Eight of Cups. Walking away, disillusionment, and leaving behind. Now, what do you have to leave behind in order to claim your heart back? And it's a very emotional process. That means the energy is open. A portal's open for you to do something with this energy. Let's just say all the argument energy that you have is potential right now in your mind for something else. So let's just say, instead of releasing the energy in the argument, you can release an energy towards your ambition in any manner, right? And that would be an efficient and very positive use of that energy to fix a problem or to evolve. Both of them do the same thing, honestly. But yeah, that's the Eight of Cups. That's what you love. The next energy is I think and I do. I think not and I do not. So you can understand this is the solar plexus. Solar plexus has a light and dark side of fire. But don't think of it as fire. Think of it as pressure that creates heat, because it's piezoelectric. That's the solar plexus. It's crystals. Piezoelectric. So this is fire. Fire is soul. Solar plexus is pressure that creates light and heat. It's differences. All the descriptions of everything that we're using to define ourselves is so jumbled, but on this board it's completely stationary and doesn't move and always talks to you properly in the way that it should. So yeah, this energy started off with the moon and ended up with the Ace of Cups. Now both of these energies are off, but the moon is about a revelation of something, and the Ace of Cups, let's get it first. This is new feelings, spirituality, and intuition. Now, new feelings about what you have been doing and intuition to stop it or keep going. Something that you just started that might be very hard to do. And this is why the energy, the emotion, is being used in this area to fix the problem. So whatever you are doing or thinking might be correct, even though it's a highly energetic / emotional process. It just requires transmutation. So there are ways to transmute. We go to a club to transmute. Moving your body's a crystal. And let me put it together real quick. When you jump, your bone has the highest density of crystals. When you jump, you're creating and generating piezoelectric energy just by moving. There's a video that's out about how some places in China or Japan has these pressure plates that when you step on them, it uses that energy to create current that powers the city. So imagine your body is the city. Moving around is putting pressure on that plate. therefore generating energy. And this is why getting up and getting moving and exercising is so necessary, because you are a city. You are the place that God created for us. Who is us? That whole Bible verse, look at that real quick. Who is us? Us is everything that was in heaven, and we are the place that all of them came to be. Am I wrong or am I right? Let me know. Let me know. Really let me know. And really think about that. We are the place that was created, and they inhabit us. This is why you are a temple. This is, I know you're getting this. I'm excited because you're getting it. I can tell. Put it in the comments. What did it mean for you? And time tag it, because I say a lot. Yeah. So that was this energy, and this is also, let me make sure. Now the next energy is I feel. This is the Temperance card. Temperance is fire. So let's get it. Middle path, finding. Okay. I just realized Temperance is a card that's connected to the sacral chakra, right? And that's representative of the hips and the thighs and a tent. So a covering and endurance towards what? Your heart's purpose, because Temperance is connected from your energy center, sacral chakra, right, to the place where it wants to go. So you can understand that you understand what it requires to get to that place. Temperance. But you're not getting there. Why didn't you start it yet? Because you feel a kind of way about it. It doesn't feel right. Something is off about it feeling right. So if there's a person in front of you or around you, thing around you, person, place, thing, or event, right? Because that's a noun. What is a noun? Noun has 4 things. I always used to say person, place, a thing. The last thing is an event. So I was like, true. I was wrong a very large portion of my life. Just that's little stuff that we just don't know. I didn't know. Okay. So that's what you feel. The next energy is I am. Now this is what grounds you. This is where rock bottom is. And unless you're grounded in yourself, you will never find balance. Well, you would never keep balance or even a sense of it. So 3 of Cups. Friendship, community, and happiness. Now, this is what you require in order to be safe. Now, you are God that wanted a chance to be alone. You wanted this chance to be alone. You are with the all, always. And you actually still with them right now. But the lie that you believe, given by the liar, oh man, there's so many things that we don't know. So many things that we don't know. A lie is a gift. A transverse lie talks about how a baby lies horizontal, right? Horus. Who else? Lucifer. Who else? Osiris. All the male figures in this spiritual, like this information, it's all connected. But this transverse lie that goes horizontal, right? There's a problem with that. It needs to be turned again. So that's us. We need to be transformed into something that can be birthed into something better. It's weird how the analogy was given to me. So if it's, if it resonates with you, let me know why. All right. So that was creation. Creation always takes a while because there's so much to talk about. Because the devil gets creative and we have to be more creative. This is how we keep things at least balanced, or try to find a sense of peace. Peace is the lowest vibrational form of evolution. Peace has no evolution in it. Peace does not move. Peace is perfection. And this is why perfection is dead. God is perfect, right? God is, I'm gonna keep going with the thought that I had in my, I'm not scared no more. God is perfect, right? What can you do to something perfect? Nothing. What can God do? Nothing. It's perfect. What are you doing? You're perfection. Now let's put this into perspective. If you are perfection, what is your next move for the next 20 billion yugas? Because you got eternity, and you ain't gonna be sitting there doing literally nothing because you have nothing to do. You are perfection. You are in bliss. This, that, but then a little inkling of boredom hits out. I'm bored being everything. So this is the thought that came in my head, and I was like, why are you telling me this, guy? Because I was supposed to tell y'all in the first place. I've been holding back. I've been holding back on a lot. So let's go. Yeah, we about to get canceled, or we about to blow up. One of those two. That's it. I'm at that point, because yeah. The next part of the reading is formation. Now, what do we do with this? Everything that's off suit needs to be fixed, right? And I'm gonna do this, starting with this one. So much came off on fear, and the Emperor is the one that kind of I chose, right? So the Emperor, okay, that doesn't fix this energy. I'm gonna take these two. The Fool and the Queen of Wands, not Earth yet. This is the part that I like to play Goldfish, but I don't want to take too long, so I'm just asking Spirit to show me the sign. 9 of Cups. Alright, look at that. So I'm gonna leave it. The 10 of Cups came out, and then the 9 of Pentacles came out. So yeah. So let's talk about this really quickly, okay? It started off with 3 of Cups, went to the Emperor. Authority, structure, control, and fatherhood. Remember that male figure? Fatherhood controls that plan. So you understand the plan. You see it. That's what it's all about right now. You see it, so it provided you a sense of stillness. Stillness allows you to understand that you are not drowning. You were just seeing yourself so much. You're seeing your flaws so much, and until you were accountable of how you got there, you accepted it, and now all of that energy that you can drown in becomes the new air, because now it's who you are and it's natural to you, right? Fool. The Fool energy is the air card. Air is opposite of what needs to be here right now. Now, it makes you very fearful to take these steps. But what will happen after you take those steps? There's not much in the Fool to talk about. Innocence, new beginnings, wonder, and foolishness. But the Fool is required to get anything going. That's the light. That's the ignition. So, you know, the crystal. I was just talking about crystals. The crystals in a lighter that spark it. That's the Fool. Oh man, the whole process is the Fool. It starts the whole shit. So the next energy that came up was the Queen of Wands. So the Emperor was out, then the Queen of Wands. Let's see. Courage, determination, and joy. Now the reason why this shouldn't be here right now, you're not shouldn't be here right now, is letting me know that you do have what it takes, and you're learning it. You are learning it, or you see what is necessary, but it's very, you know, scary. Why? Because you don't believe that you can handle it. I'm talking to myself. This dream is so powerful. It would affect everybody in the world, and I believe that 1,000%. If you know me for saying things in a reading, I've always been told that I say things differently, but with this, it gets to make sense now. It just starts to make sense now. So in my daily language, let's keep going. 9 of Cups. Satisfaction, emotional stability, and luxury. Now, these were the setbacks, highly emotional setbacks, but look at this guy. He's content with all of it. That's the acceptance. That's the acceptance of it. All of these little manipulations that led you to that place. You sink further. No, your bottom is further. Right? The bottom is okay. The seafloor is deeper when you have less accountability. It feels like you'll never reach it. So the Ten of Cups is inner happiness, fulfillment, and dreams coming true. Now, when you realize that you can, and the word can't leaves your mind, or at least you get to say, I see you can't, because can't might as well be a consciousness right now. At this point, there's consciousness in every word. Every word is a separate conscious. Can't is huge. That is a titan at this point. I even say I can't do things. I said to myself I couldn't do this, and I made it. And I'm here right now, like saying to myself I can't. Crazy. I don't know how many times I did it. But then it ended up with the Nine of Pentacles. Fruits of labor, reckless spending, and rewards. Reckless spending. Right. What's reckless about it? So let's just say you're not afraid to yell when it's necessary anymore. Because that fool energy is up here. All of the actions that you were hesitant about when you thought that you needed to do it, that you would have regretted, and that you regret before, you are no longer hesitant on what you need to do to defend yourself anymore. It's up for everything. It's up for everything. So the next energy there is I feel, and it started off with Temperance and went to the Knight of Wands. Let's keep going. I saw this one. The Knight of Swords. Here we go. That was a lot, but what was it? Wasn't even no water, so it's cool. Ten of Pentacles. Here we go. King of Cups. So we got two Knights, 10 Pentacles, and a King. And this is what you're feeling right now. So let's see this. Started off with Temperance, went to the Knight of Wands. Action, adventure, and fearlessness. Why? Because all of the things that weren't working over here, you became fearless in expressing what your shadow aspects. Fearless in it. Why? Because you are you. And you cannot change that. When I'm trying to impress somebody, I should be being myself. If myself does not impress that person could never know me and never love me. They'll be loving the mask that I put on. And if I lose energy, if I cannot keep up that mask, because you know we all need rest, I cannot rest if they never knew me. I have to constantly be on guard. I have to constantly be on my toes. But what can I do in this life if that's the only thing that I'm worried about? And this is why people hold you back, because you put up the mask. If you was to show yourself, they'll probably get scared and run away, which is a great thing because your time is precious. They run away from you, your spirit scared the mess out of them. Stay away from me. Why? Because I'm going to take your time. Because you're going to take my time. You're going to take my vessel's time, and I can't allow that. That's the better way to say it. So yeah, Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords, two Knights. 2 nights ago. Whatever this was, it happened 2 nights ago. Action, impulsiveness, and defending beliefs. Now, belief being a lie, and that's talking about the mask that I was just mentioning. A belief is a power that opens a door for whatever you're believing to manifest. That's what a belief is. Belief is opening the door to whatever that is. Allowing. Because you are the universe. And if you allow it to happen in your universe, it's going to be there. 10 of Pentacles. That, I can't even say that just now. Legacy, inheritance, and combination. I knew I got it. Sometimes the answer is right there. It took me a minute to find out. I was like, I know I had it. That's funny. That's funny. I'm slow, but I'm fast. But slow. Yeah. Legacy. Favorite word. I always remember when I say that word. What will happen if you are finally accountable? What will happen if you are finally... This is what will happen. You put an end to it. And then the King of Cups came out. Compassion, control, and balance. Now, balance is very necessary between your manifestations. For manifesting, balance is necessary. Because everything in the spiritual world is like a block. And if it's unbalanced, the building won't stand. You understand what that means? So you have to be balanced between your spirit and your consciousness. We agree as a unit, as one, that this is the place to be. We're not going to fight each other. This is between you and yourself. And if this manifests on the outward plane, it's just a way for yourself to communicate to you. Yeah. Alright. So the next energy was I do and I think. I do not and I think not. So the first card that came up is the last card that came up. Right. King of Wands. Big picture leader in overcoming challenges. Now, I believe I got that already, but... Oh, see? King of Wands. And what your knowing is. Right. So, it started off with 2 water cards. First card was about that dream, right? Second card was about the revelation of everything else in your life that was going to stop you from that dream. Everything that you were doing and thinking that was stopping you from attaining that dream, you now are conscious of. And since you see what was infiltrating you, because remember I said you're the temple, you're a place created by God for heaven to inhabit. But heaven is not the only one who can inhabit. Everything else can. So it's your house. You manage it how you want to. And when it's mismanaged, you can understand why. So the next energy that was completed is, wow, the next energy that was up was I love, right? It started off with the 8 of Cups and it ended off with the 3 of Swords. Now this is heartbreak, suffering, and grief. Now, there's fear, guilt, shame, grief. So the grief card came up in the place of the heart chakra, which grief stops that energy from flowing, right? Now, you have passed the grieving phase. What does that mean? That the door is now opening, is cracked open, whatever it is, you have a chance. And it's just waiting for you, waiting for like a high five. God got his hand up. High five, right? Waiting for you to just connect with me. Remember, it's sexy time, the union between the male and the female. Now, the male and the female in this instance is time to physical. Astral to physical is the male and female. The female is the physical, our actual temple body, right? Time is the masculine, right? So when this time and this body align, there's so many things to talk about. And when I just turned it over, I saw the Temperance card, so it's going to require a lot of patience with yourself. But this grieving moment is everything. It's the moment that your spirit has been waiting for. You finally understand. This first one, I don't know what it was. So the next energy that was to be cleared was I will, and it came off with the. I started off with the Queen of Cups, and then to the Magician. Now the Magician has all 4 elements, so I could say that this is on suit, but I'm gonna keep going. The 8 of Wands, or the 7 of Cups reversed. Alright. Oh, okay. So, the Sun And then the Four of Pentacles reversed. So let's get this story real quick. The story of what you will be doing or what you did. Alright? Or what you can do. Well, I still will be doing, whatever. Queen of Cups. It started off with the Queen of Cups and the Wheel. And then it went from there to the Magician. Willpower, right? Creation, mastery, and an adaptation. So I could have put it there, but this is universal. It's not focused. You're creating a whole bunch of things that are getting tossed to the side because you don't truly know what's right. But that's okay, because nothing is a waste. If you created it, it was for somebody else that was looking for a blessing. So don't think that you are not out here doing God's work in the midst of failing. And that's not failing. You are creating something. You are creating a way of showing God's love. And that's universal. It is timeless. How many ways can you show God's love? So it went from there to the Eight of Wands. Rapid action, movement, and quick decisions. Now, of course, you have quick decisions to start these new projects over. Okay, so you have a lot of projects that you were waiting on, and now you're going to do them. It's time to do them. It's time to get started on any one of them. Whichever one that you think that you can do first, whichever one that's the easiest, do one of those actions and it'll like cross it out. So let's just say 1 through 10 steps, and if you was to just start off at 5, it would be hard, but you started off at 1 and it made 2 easy, 2 made 3 easy, 3 made 4 easy, 4 made 5 easy, and so on and so forth, right? All you just need to do is make the easiest first step, and then the easiest next step is available. You just got to know where it is. And it went from there to the Seven of Cups, reverse. Lack of purpose, fantasy, illusion, and diversion, confusion. Now, these are the enemies, these are the deceptions that are being poured out. So, you're making these things, you're implementing these plans, and the people, places, the things that were holding your heart hostage are now falling to the wayside. Then the Sun reverse came up, which is actually on suit, because this side can be fire or earth, but these two came out at the same time, so it don't matter. Oh shit. And when I just said that, I realized there was a fire came out. I was looking for earth for some reason. So let's decipher this. I was looking for what I needed to continue, but it was already there and I couldn't see it. So that's a message for somebody. So with that mistake, let's read the Sun real quick. Now this is the Sun reverse. Negativity, depression, and sadness. Why? Because all of these things that you had to let go, you realized what they were taking from you. All your space. Your heart is a place of space. Your soul space. And it went from there to the Four of Pentacles reverse. And this completed this. This is greediness, stinginess, and possessiveness. Why? Because having a sense of selfishness in general, having a sense of keeping it for yourself first, it can get corrected by God and by spirit. God knows that you are not truly greedy. But as it goes in this world, there are so many ways people can take from you. You have to resist to find out what's right or not, or you'll be just giving everything away. Even your blessings, the new blessing that you've been trying to wait for. So the things that you can create that people are coming to take from you as blessings, like these are blessings made for them, don't give your blessing away. So you are the tool that makes these things, but don't give the blueprints to make that tool away. It's like those inner thoughts, keep to yourself for some reason. I don't know. Silence is key. Silence is golden. So the next energy that is to be corrected is actually the last one. It's the Six of Cups in the place of let's see. The Four of Swords and the Three of Wands. Right. So it started off with the Six of Cups and then it went to the Four of Swords. I kind of already know what they're telling me. Rest, restoration, and contemplation. Why? Because when you started to be stingy and greedy, you were moving less for other people. So therefore you had rest for yourself when it was necessary. Right? So therefore you can keep a balance of the spirit and the consciousness, right? Sleep and being awake and doing the things. Sleep and being awake and doing the things. So that's what that means. So it's like you're getting that energy, you're getting that regeneration effect because you're implementing the plan. The plan is very necessary right now. So it went from there, and these two cards make 7, by the way. So if 7 is significant for right now, today, because it's just one number. 7 is significant for today. Let me know why in the comments. So it went from there to the 3 of Wands. Looking ahead, expansion, and rapid growth. Now, after the rest, I had a period of rest, and this is why it resonates with me. After the period of rest, I have a new outlook on the fact that I created a way to help. This is not for me. I was a vessel that can show you what this means. I will benefit in different ways, and now I accept it because I tried to get out of this world. What? When I tell you my ambition to retire early, I was gung-ho for it. I wanted to retire early, but there was so much work that I still need to do. Because I see this, I have to explain all of it. There's so much to explain, so that's why I'm on the app journey. When I get the app out, I will just be filling the spaces, and that's easier than explaining the whole concept. So yeah, so that is the end of formation. The next part of the reading is manifestation. So I'm gonna get these 4 cards out real quick. What these 5 cards out, what these cards mean is, now that we went through everything that your mind has to offer, what can we do with this information? So the things that we can do is 5 things: experiment, express, integrate, transcend, and ascend or evolve with it, right? So let's talk about how we can use this information. That's the manifestation of it all. So I'm gonna do 1-on-1. Safe travel, time. Time is the ultimate currency. Time to get you where you want to go. Nope. Those is not even in it. I'm not gonna pick those up. You got messages that you don't need. Shadow. That's why Shadow wanted to come out. I was talking about him, and now I was talking about you, yourself. Your inner child is the shadow. So let's just, all right. It's a shadow of who you came here as in the beginning. It's the blueprint. It's what you build off of, and you don't even know. You can only build at rock bottom. The structures that you build at rock bottom stay there. Whatever you build out of yourself is there. Wow. And the last card, let me... Boundaries and past life. Okay, let's talk about this. Let's put this away. What was it anyway? Courage, earth, transformation, focus, and air. If that resonated for you in any way, that was, for a different time, but not right now. The first energy is experimentation. What can I do physically in both the spiritual realm and this earth realm to travel safely, to experiment with what's around me? What can I do with what's around me? And I almost forgot about these cards. These are the animal or Wild Unknown Animal Deck, I think it's called, by Kim Kranz. So the Scorpion, the Sea Serpent, No. The dragon, and this one is separate. The vulture. I looked at this card before I... Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. And I mentioned the sunken place and the sea serpent came out. Yeah, this ain't gonna get me. The peacock. Good card. But not right now. Alright. So, let's talk about it. The first up is experimentation, and it's a safe travel in Scorpion, right? What does the Scorpion do to hurt itself, but what does it also do to nurture the new life? A Scorpion holds the babies on its back until the babies are ready to go, right? So, you're being held up by the Divine Mother, by Spirit, until you're ready to do this certain thing. You're being protected by Spirit until you're ready to handle those problems yourself. That's what that means. And you have time to do this. You're not bound by time. You are time. You are here in seconds. Like, your soul animates that process. Alright. The next energy is I express. I express what time has done for me, what I have done in time, what can I do with my time. I express it now. I am able to do this. And what is the sea serpent? A sea serpent is very agile in the water. It's a sea serpent. Its home is in the water. So if you express who you truly are, this is talking about Kundalini and Ouroboros at the same time, but in the middle of this Ouroboros is the I. So there's so much symbolism in that. I just needed to say it, but maybe you need to see it. So this is the sea serpent right here. Hopefully that helps you out. There's so much I need to say about it. So much I could say about it. But let's move on. Next up is integration. And this is guides and dragon. So you can understand your spirit guides, the ancestors, the signs and wonders, the coincidences, the you getting lost in a place and it ending up at a new spot where you found a better burger. It could be anything, but these guides are here to point you in different directions. Why? Because whatever direction that you're going in, that you were going in, it might have been a place that takes from you. So your own spirit will manipulate you into getting out of that position, out of that situation. So don't think your consciousness is the person that is saying I and moving with the mind that controls the body and the soul that animates the body. Alright? So your consciousness is in control of the soul and the mind. Right? I hope that makes sense. And the dragon spirit came out. So sea serpent basically is a dragon. And a dragon eye, are you kidding me? Why is everything so connected right now? Because the lizard came out. Scales. Layers. There's levels to... Wow. Alright, but let's continue. Shadow vultures. Dragon guides. Ugh, that's what I needed to say. Your Kundalini guides you. So just work with what you think you need to do next, because you will make mistakes that will lead you into the divine path. So don't worry about it. God just needed you to start moving, and that means you love yourself. Shadow vultures in a place of how you transcend. Now, a vulture picks apart and picks off of what's dead, and that's the only thing that it goes to. It doesn't kill, it just goes off of what is dead. Now, in order for you pieces of your life to end up dead so they can pick off of it, they have to convince you that it has no worth. So the people that are trying to convince you that what you are doing is worthless are the people that you need to transcend. Because I said people, it could be person, place, or thing, it doesn't matter what it is. Everything in this world can have an effect on us. But it has to do with your shadow, and shadow is another 7. So your shadow is the person that powers you to get you to what you want. Your shadow knows what you want. But the vultures are here. Alright, so the last energy of the reading is for ascendance, right? And or evolution, whichever way you want to see it. And the two archetypes, animal archetypes that came up was the whale and the lizard. You can understand whales live for a very long time, eat krill, the low bottom feeders, but you know, bountiful with it. So let's just say that if you are a whale, getting rid of the bottom feeders, getting rid of the I don't even know why I said that, low hanging fruit, getting rid of it. Opposite of pruning, I don't know what the word is, but you can, it might be pruning. You can cut off pieces of a tree or pieces of a plant and allow the better pieces to grow stronger and thicker and firmer so it can, you know, last longer. So all of the petals and all of the branches that grow off of a tree is not necessarily good for it. I know this is making sense to somebody, because I realized when I get into a zone of not knowing, God is here. I don't know. Like, you understand? I don't know who's speaking. And if my intention is to help, that's the only thing that's coming out. It's good energy. Correction energy. Alright? So, the cards that came up were boundaries and past life. Now, if there's no such thing as time, there's no such thing as a past life. So that means that there is a guide from what you've been through. Right? And I don't know why I can't speak right now. Not because it's the end of the reading, because it's something that doesn't want to be said right now. But it might be about the shedding of a past life. There are people that you keep away from you, right? Because they remind you of your past life. Now, if this is somebody that ran away from you and doesn't want to see you because you remind them of what they need to be accountable for, then you can understand why you can't even reach them anymore. And reaching them doesn't mean that you're not right next to them. Reaching, y'all can't feel each other. Your energies do not intertwine anymore. It doesn't matter how close you touch. It doesn't matter if you hug that person. Can't reach them. Because this is the body. We're not even actually here. Yeah. So that was the end of the reading. And I hope you like what was said. There's so many things I want to go into when it comes up to the Zin-Finity Board in general. If this helped you out in any way, let me know how and let me know when. Because these things, this project is so massive, I need eyes to see the gems. Because everything I see is a gem, so I can't find the gems. It's just a crystal fortress. Everything is beautiful here. And I'm just like, let's talk about it. I just don't know what to talk about next. But it's all in here though. Yeah. So, with all that said and done, I appreciate you for being here. And as I said before, this is my journey to create the app that gets me to stop talking about this and you operating with it. So that's my journey. If you like it, like, share, and subscribe. This is going to be something that hits the spiritual community and it's going to rock the whole boat. So share it with the whole community, honestly. Anybody that you know that has the capacity to understand this, I'll talk to them. Let's do that, because it's not about me anymore. But I'm fitted to talk about it. And God would show me why that's so special. Because my ego said, I'm not on the top and I'm not doing the things and I'm not seeing the fantasy that I created. So I am in the dream right now. Literally, I'm living the dream. And my fantasy has to take a back seat. Oh. Last message, okay? When you are in the sunken place, when you are drowning, the thing that you cannot do is fantasize, because it's all fake. You know it's not real, and you know it won't be possible. And that's why drowning is so hard, because you can't even not envision a better place. Your ego cannot fantasize, but your mind can still be active. So you only see what yourself can do at this point, at that point. And it's scary, because then you're truly alone. Which I said before was one of the reasons why we come down here, because being a part of the all, I would believe that it can get boring. Sue me. I believe that it can get boring, because what do you do when you're bored? How many times can you watch your favorite movie? How many times can you watch it before you break the disc? Before you burn the movie? Like, how many times can you watch your favorite things before it's dull? Yeah. I don't even know where to go from that. But if you like the video, like, share, subscribe. And hopefully I can get more messages to you just like this one. So without further ado, I'm KyFy. I love you, appreciate you. Peace.